Just finished watching Man of Steel. Okay. Just a few minutes ago. This movie... Okay. It's very... with me. That the ending sequence, that's how you're going to end it? Really? Okay. This was obviously directed by Zack Snyder. The story was written by Christopher Nolan and David S. Goyer. David S. Goyer has been very hit or miss with me a lot. There are some David S. Goyer movies that he has written or done screenplays for. Some have been good. Some have been great. Others have been complete and utter shit. I've liked just about everything that Christopher Nolan has done. Just about. I will admit, there are quite a few flaws. So, how about for Man of Steel, I try to talk about some of the positives that I liked. Obviously, a few of the moments between Kevin Costner and a very young and very scared Clark Kent were good. You know, it has the emotional pullings. You know, and obviously there's the scene in the trailer where Clark is being told by his father that he is not human, that he's not their son, and all of this is coming, and all of this, of course, is just filling him with a lot of self-doubt, and he turns to his father and says, "Can I just go back to pretending I'm your son?" And a very choked up Kevin Costner kind of chokes in his own voice and says, "You are my son," and he hugs him, and I have to admit, that scene in the trailer really got me. And it still kind of does, you know, it still works. Zod was good as a character, especially when it, you know, comes all back around when he, you know, is at the end, when he's the last, you know, when he's the only other survivor, and, you know, and he was bred basically to protect and serve and do everything for Krypton, for the survival of his people, and now he has no purpose. You know, I thought that was very good. So this movie certainly had moments. It had some really good moments. But a lot of the time jumping, and look, if you're going to do a lot of flashbacks and childhood memories in order to build your character, you should do those first, not just all throughout the fucking movie. That really did get on my nerves. And Jesus, the whole morality, Kevin Costner talking to Clark, you know, just after he lifts the school bus out of the river and saves all the kids. You know, and he's being told, well, you know, we've talked about this. You know, I mean, you shouldn't be using, you know, your powers, blah, blah, blah. And Clark asks, well, what should I have done? Just let them all die? And Kevin Costner says, maybe. Fuck you. Are you kidding me? Really? Ugh. Goddamn, that was dumb. Jesus. Oh. Trying to think of a few other positive things. This movie is it's very spectacle. There are a lot of big, epic scenes that happen. Some of the action at times becomes a little too hard to follow, but looks absolutely gorgeous. But I was rewatching Mr. Brad Jones's. I was rewatching their midnight screening review of it, and they just hated it. And they gave their various reasons why. That a lot of the characters are very bland, that it's all very exposition heavy, and they are right. There may be a few scenes where people just kind of casually talk, but it's not all throughout. There is a lot of exposition dumping. A lot of exposition dumping. Hell, Kal-El's mother on Krypton, she has one expression, and that's it. That's it. Nothing. She doesn't smile once. I mean, I think she has a tear at one point, but, like, she never makes a, like a sad face, like, oh, I just lost my husband, and I'm never going to see my son again, and my world, my home, all of my people are dying. No, just, I'm acting. That was fucking god-awful. And the way the whole movie starts really kind of annoyed me. Excuse me. The way the whole movie started with Krypton, and then big over-the-top action scene, and Russell Crowe's wearing battle armor, and he's got a gun, and it didn't feel like a Superman movie to me. I do think there were things about this movie that, I don't know, maybe thought up a bit differently. This really could have been probably maybe a more emotional, interesting film. Now, yes, we are all at the point of we don't need another origin story for a superhero character. Batman, we did, because at this point, before Nolan came in with Batman Begins and the new trilogy, Batman to moviegoers was dead. Long dead. Nobody gave a shit about Batman. After Batman and Robin, nobody fucking cared. So that was actually a big surprise, and then it was really good. It was good. It was taking Batman back to his roots. At this point, everybody knows Superman's origins. I don't know. Maybe if they want to go a different route, I don't know. I certainly couldn't have. I probably could have thought of a few ideas. I don't know. One suggestion I would make that would obviously go against a lot would have been maybe Zod being a bit of a mentor to Kal-El. Maybe in some way he helped to raise Kal-El. Just as a form of a different origin. And then when it came to them fighting, that it was like, they were family. They were friends. They were close, and so that was what just made this even more difficult and more emotional. Was that they both were betraying each other. That was how it felt emotionally. They were betraying each other. I don't know. Oh, God. So how the movie chooses to end itself. Clark is talking to his mother about what he plans on doing, after saving the world and continuing to go on to save the world, that he has to get a job. And so the movie ends with him putting on his persona of Clark Kent, going to the Daily Planet to start his new job as Clark Kent, with glasses and the suit, and it just felt so fucking dumb. It just felt so... felt really kind of hackneyed and cliched, especially the way it's shot. Like, oh, he's putting on the tie. He's putting on the glasses. He's walking past the Daily Planet symbol, and he's walking into the office. Hi, I'm Clark Kent. Sequel. It just felt like, oh god, fuck you. That's so fucking stupid. That's how you're gonna end your movie? Oh, Jesus. The fights were pretty cool. But Superman's an idiot because he doesn't know how to fight, so for the first couple of fights he's just getting his ass kicked because he doesn't know how to fight. Oh, God. Ease my pain. And I like how Brad and crew brought up the product placement. Yeah, that was quite evident. The IHOP and the Sears. It's a lot of ridiculous collateral damage. There is that. But a lot of the buildings and shit that are getting blown up, and at one point, one of the buildings that does fall down, that was not caused by Superman, but a lot of the other explosions during the Zod fight, yeah, that was his fault. And when he, spoiler alert, when he kills Zod, they're in what looks like maybe a train station or just a very large building, and there's this small family, and they're in the corner of this room, and by them is kind of this giant sort of staircase railing that's like right next to them, and Zod starts using his heat vision on them, and and at one point the beams are about right here, and here's the giant railing, that's kind of blocking them. So you could say, yeah, they were trapped. I don't know. It's still stupid. Especially given the fact that it really does go against Superman's character that he doesn't kill. But all in all things considered, I would say this movie is... I would want to say it's okay, but, with everything I've seen, and I'm still taking in, especially with that fucking ending. I'm Clark Kent. I can't give this movie a recommendation, I know that, but I'm pretty sure a lot of other people aren't. I was just looking up on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got a 56%. I believe that's from reviewers and critics. Audiences gave it a 75%, which is pretty interesting, because I kind of thought this movie, that a vast majority of people did not like this movie, that it was not well received. But I guess it was sort of well received. I could kind of understand how, but I mean, personally, now, I'm obviously not, the first person to come to about particular superhero characters. Because, I grew up with a lot of Marvel characters, namely, X-Men and Spider-Man. I was aware of Superman. I never read the Superman comic books or anything like that. I was aware of a few of the Superman movies. I remember seeing 4 as a child. I know his origins. I mean, who doesn't know Superman's origins? And I know his character. And yeah. And yeah, this movie does have a lot of problems. If I have to give this movie a rating, I'm thinking 5 out of 10. Below average. You should at least rent this movie, and see it for yourself, and form your own opinion. Because I know there are probably a lot of other people who would say, well, I liked it, and that's perfectly fine. You want to like it, you want to hate it, you want to be, I don't know. There were things I liked. There were a lot of things I didn't. Man of Steel. Disappointment, but really, I'm really not that surprised. So, that's that. So, yeah. But well, anyway, so tomorrow, late afternoon, my friends and I, including Mr. Luke Nutzman, we shall be doing our next podcast episode. We're going to be talking about anime, and we might be talking about it at an extended length. I've been taking various notes, doing all sorts of research. This time around, by research, I mean going on Wikipedia, and, and for the most part, just trying to remember a lot of the animes that I've seen, not just what I own, but what I've seen and what I liked. Maybe one or two that I don't like, but, I mean, I would like to focus on the positive. But every once in a while, you do have to, delve into the negative. So it'll be Andy, our friend Luke, and another friend of mine, Brandon, will also be joining us for our discussion. So if you'd like to check that out, I'll probably be uploading it probably tomorrow night, after sometime after we record tomorrow. So I'm actually really excited about that. So until then, this was my Man of Steel vlog. No. So, here's to, I guess, Superman, Batman, which I already understand is going to be a versus movie. I don't know. I guess we'll see. See you guys next time.